Technology has come a long way when it comes to facial recognition. I mean, just look at smartphones. Face ID literally scans your face to confirm your identity before unlocking your iPhone. It even works with masks, right? But that's because you scan your face beforehand and you basically give your phone the necessary information that it needs to confirm who you are. Facial recognition in some retail stores, they don't have the same advantage. And it's also why some government officials are saying that you should remove your masks before entering stores. Just a few years ago, we were getting yelled at for not wearing a mask within a closed space. And if we do it today, you would be told to remove it. Can't these guys make up their minds? Well, the entire point is that technology like this is being pushed to help stop theft in New York. Anybody here from New York who can attest to these frequent crimes? And what makes it complicated is that there are actually people who prefer to wear a mask. And if you ask me, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You want to wear a mask? Go ahead and be my guest. If I want to wear a mask, then let me. But don't tell me that one option is better than the other, because as far as I know, I'm the one that's making decisions for my own life. But what do you guys think about that? We also go back in time to see exactly what Dr. Fauci thinks about wearing masks and how those statements have gone through the test of time. Now, before I continue, please take a second, smash the like button for the video. I totally appreciate the love and the support you guys give each and every single one of these videos. And if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to Social Security, SSI, SSDI, the state of our economy, the housing market, the stock market, and what's really going on in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And for the best way to invest in gold, hit the link in the description down below of this video. All right, guys, let's go and get started. So time has literally really just changed how we perceive masks, hasn't it? From an accessory that's usually just seen in the health industry, it's now been changed in some sort of a fashion statement for others, protection for some, and for a select few, a necessity for crime. That escalated quickly, didn't it? But let's go back a few years when this interview happened.
So I'm hoping that you can tell us a bit more about how your understanding of what we should do has evolved, and maybe some of the areas where your guidance for people around the country has changed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you're dealing with something that's changing in real time, Mark, that's really the nature of science. You look at the data and the information you have at any given time, and you make a decision with regard to policy based on that information. As the information changes, then you have to be flexible enough and humble enough to be able to change how you think about things. And I think, one of the important things that we're emphasizing right now that really evolved from a situation that did change is our insistence now on wearing masks. I mean, masks are very important. They protect you from giving infection to someone else if you happen to be inadvertently infected.
Man, Zuckerberg and Fauci, two personalities that personify trust, right? Yeah, and we all know that emails from 2020 prove that Dr. Fauci, who was the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at the time, said that masks are not very effective in keeping out a virus. While he also added that he didn't recommend wearing a mask, something that he pretty much flip-flopped on throughout the years of the health crisis. And since we're talking about flip-flopping, are there any New Yorkers here? Do any of you guys remember this?
And because of the experience of our frontline workers, everyday New Yorkers, we were able to really push back on COVID and what it presented, the challenges it presented to our city and our state. But we're at a very significant moment right now, and Dr. Fassan reminds us all the time during the holiday season. We come together to be with our families and loved ones, and during that time, we really need New Yorkers to hear the directions that are going to come from these two medical professionals of how do we enjoy the holidays and spread love without spreading the virus. And we could have that combination, everything from if you're feeling ill to stay home so you don't spread it to your loved ones. Make sure that if you're in surroundings that you're unsure about, that you wear face covering. And it's crucial to make sure that you are vaccinated and you're taking the booster shot.
Now, fast forward to 2023 and officials continue to contradict their own words. And it's supposedly due to this high rate of theft. One city that's been affected is New York, where they are seeing record numbers of shoplifting. It's so high that if it was compared to the year 2020, the retail thefts we're seeing are up 97%. It's also why retail stores are now using facial recognition to help protect themselves, something that requires the removing of masks before entering some areas.
When it comes to shoplifting, there is no denying New York City is seeing record high numbers. Data from the NYPD shows there were more than 63,000 retail thefts reported last year, up 97% from 2020, something that is affecting the bottom line of many business owners who are now taking on the task of fighting crime.
It's certainly the sad state of affairs with regards to retail. We've seen several high-profile incidents in New York City.
The Fairway Market on the corner of Broadway and West 74th Street says it is resorting to technology to help them catch the thieves. It is now using facial recognition. It says retail theft and shoplifting has a high rate of repeat offense and drives up grocery costs for all customers, telling Fox 5, quote, "We follow all applicable laws, including posting signage to make shoppers aware of the use of biometric software. We have found that this technology used thoughtfully and in combination with other measures we take to reduce theft is helping prevent more crime in store." According to the New York Post, the software is collecting customers' personal information such as eye scans and voice prints. Customers have mixed feelings about this.
I'm not a shoplifter, so I personally am not concerned.
If they are getting to the right people who need to be arrested, then I think it's a good thing even for us.
What are your concerns with them using the software?
What do they do with the material afterwards, and who all has access to it?
You see where I'm going with this, right? And now it hasn't even been a year, and Mayor Eric Adams is now telling New Yorkers to lose their masks. This comes after a murder took place where a bodega clerk in Manhattan was shot and killed. And now the Bodega Association is telling Adams that enough is enough. And the masks, they're not helping them recognize repeat offenders.
We're not asking the bodega to tell the person when they walk in, hey, sir, you have to take off your mask. There's a sign at the door that the Bodega Association helped us create. Let's be clear on that. The Bodega Association helped us create a sign that says, please, upon entering, remove your mask, and you can put it back on. But think about this for a moment. As I looked at some of the videos, I looked at about 30 videos of people who committed the robberies in Canada smoke shops and in bodegas. In each one of those videos, you saw the person inside walking around with his mask on. And if you did a real analysis of it, you see that, hey, this guy's up to something. So if you're refusing to remove your mask, don't confront the person, but now you're saying, wait a minute, now let me pay attention to this person that is in the store lingering around with the mask. We've gotten so used to the mask that we don't realize that there's a large volume of people that are wearing it, not because of COVID, because they're criminals.
Is it fair to think that if someone's wearing a mask inside of an indoor space that they're criminals? You know what? Let me know what you guys think in the comments and how you feel about life basically turning upside down when it comes to these masks. You know what else is criminal though? The price that we're paying for food. Have you guys been to Target or Walmart lately? Finding good deals is becoming a much more rare event since more of us can't handle the continued spike of prices with our limited cash flow. Inflation has been transitioning for so long that our wallets have to adjust. At this point, we have more credit card bills, less savings, higher rent, and the cost of living continues to surpass Social Security benefits. But what can we do, right? Well, there's honestly a few things we can do to go about that. Number one, we can protect our assets by having gold. For the best way to invest in gold, hit the link in the description down below. But of course, you can also just lie down and let fate take the wheel, kind of get screwed over. But who am I kidding? That's not really an option. None of you guys are like that. And from the comments alone, I know that most, if not all of you in the community are born fighters. Now, our economy is not doing so great, but it doesn't mean that you have to as well. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can solve your financial troubles, feel free to join us over in the Patreon community. There are details in the description down below. There's plenty of things that we talk about over there. Side hustles, businesses, investments, stock market, even real estate. Sky's the limit out here. Now, before I go, guys, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next one.